Hi guys, Mr. Harper here. This week I had you guys try to make a joke app. It's kind of like a challenge. So I'm going to show you one way you can make a joke app, and I'm going to actually add some extra things to it. I know a lot of you guys are kind of busy just doing the bare minimum, but if you really want to kind of explore and see what else you can add to come up with something cool, feel free to do that. Um, so I started by adding a little rabbit as my character, and I got some clouds scrolling across. I already made my list, which is jokes. If you don't know how to make a list, you're going to click on variables. You're going to click make a list. You're going to give your list a name, and you're hit OK. Then you should have this little list that pops up. And there's a number of ways you can add different entries to your list. You can click this plus sign. You can add to your list by typing in this little box that comes up, or you can add to your list by actually clicking this box right here and by adding to list. So for instance, if I click this, it's going to add it to my list. I don't need those, so I can just click them and click the X to get rid of them. All right. So you're supposed to make a app that told a random joke when you clicked on a sprite. So the event for that is going to be found in events when the sprite is clicked. Now it's kind of a little tricky to make this guy tell a random joke, but I'm sure we can figure it out. We're going to start off by using some say blocks, which are going to be found in looks. So let's get out this first say block. I'm going to first start out with saying, want to hear a joke with a question mark. And then we're going to use the say block again. And I'm going to actually change this to 1 second, so that's not long. But then I'm going to give him 3 seconds to actually tell a joke. That way you have time to read it. But we're going to go back to variables, and we're going to use item 1 of jokes. So if I go item 1 of jokes, we'll put that here. When I click this sprite, he's only going to say the first item in this list, because that's what it says, item 1 of jokes. So if I want him to tell a random item that's found in this list, we're going to go to operators. We're going to drag out this pick random, and we're going to place that right there. Now he's going to say a random item in this joke. So right now it's from 1 to 10. I only have 5 possible choices. I could change this to 5, but let's say I want to add more jokes. If I add more jokes, I have to always come back and change this number here. Instead, I'm going to go to variables, and let's go length of jokes. And the length of jokes is 5. It says it here, length is 5. So this is actually picking a random one from 1 to 5. So now when I click him, want to hear a joke. What has ears but cannot hear? Let's try it again. Want to hear a joke. What is fast, loud, and crunchy? So those are different jokes. So that's a simple way for you to make your joke program. But what I'm going to want to do is, because I only have the jokes, not the answers, so we're going to actually have to go through and make another list. So I'm going to go click on variables. I'm going to make a list. I'm going to give my list a name called answers. I hit OK. So now I have this empty list, and it's going to correspond with these because I want to make sure if he tells the first joke, he gives the first answer. So I'm going to make sure my answers line up. And I got my jokes. I just Googled kid jokes, and this pops up. It's probably pretty lame, not very funny, but it's your app. Go ahead and see if you can make some really good jokes. So I'm going to copy and paste, clicking the plus sign, Control V. I'm just going to keep doing that until I get them all in. And I don't feel like typing, so I'm going to be a little lazy. That's why I'm copying and pasting. I'm going to pause the video, and I'll come back and have that done. Okay, so I'm back. As you notice now, my answers has 5 answers in it. My jokes have 5 jokes. One thing I do want to make sure you're aware of. This is my first joke. This is the answer for my first joke. My second joke. This is my answer for my second joke. These do have to match up, or this program won't work properly. So now I'm going to have it actually give you some time to think and give you the answer. So to do that, we're going to just go back to looks, have you think, for, let's go 2 seconds. Be plenty, because you got 3 seconds plus 2 seconds, so that's 5 seconds for you to think about it. And then I'm going to have him say the joke for 3 seconds. Now, how I'm going to do this is pretty simple. I'm going to go to variables to keep track of the number of joke that I'm saying. So I'm going to click on make a variable. I'm going to call it number. The number is going to represent this number, one of these items in this list. Item 1 or item 5, doesn't matter. So I'm going to have it actually say the actual, I'm going to actually have it set the random number first. So I'm going to set number, and I'm actually going to take this, pick random out of here, and put that there. I'm going to change this to number. So now when I click on this, you should see the numbers 2. He's not telling joke 2 yet, so let's go ahead and take this number here, place that there. So that looks like it worked. I want to hear a joke. What did the left eye say to the right eye? That should be number 5. But it didn't, this hello block didn't work right, so let's go ahead and get that one fixed. And I'm actually going to go down. I'm going to get item number 1 of answers, but I'm not going to do number 1. We're actually just going to go back up, drag this numbers block, place that there, and that should actually make it say, want to hear a joke, what did the left eye say to the right eye? Okay, so see how that worked? And we're going to try it again and see if we can get that to say, there we go. That's number 3, a random number. Okay. Last thing you can do is you can add some sounds to this to make it kind of interesting. So to add a sound, you can click sounds. I have 2 sounds here, but just going to kind of go over this again. Click this sounds button here. I can go voices.
Yeah.
2.
And so you can pick anyone. See if you find something wacky. Let's go percussion. I'm actually going to go drum roll. There we go. So now if I go back to code, I'm going to have it play a sound after it says the joke. So I'm going to go to sounds right here. I'm going to start sound drum roll. And let's put that right there. So now let's see if this works. And that's it. There's your simple joke app. If you weren't able to make it, go ahead and use this tutorial that I just did to kind of help you make your joke app. If you made yours and it was different, go ahead in the comments, tell us what you did differently. I'd like to kind of see how you guys did it. Before I go, I am going to erase these 3 variables, these lists and this variable. I just don't want it to show up on my screen. So if you actually go here and uncheck these, they'll make those go away. No one really needs to see those. So that's it. Looking forward to seeing what you guys came up with. You guys have a good day.